just raw, classic, historical MMO. We're not talking about EverQuest and things like that, original RuneScape. No, we're talking about the games that were inspired by those and are being created very much in those images, with those mechanics in mind, and graphics, the style, aesthetic, and aiming at that crowd that likes games like that, or specifically that literally played those games. So this new trend of retro MMOs has me excited and hungry. I can't wait to play them, and these are the 5 that I think I'm going to be trying out, probably going to be enjoying, and the ones that I think maybe you guys should probably at least peel some eyeballs onto. So hopefully that excites you, because this is like the new wave of MMOs. It's what we got, and I think right now a lot of them going in early access, a lot of them becoming playable. Whether you like them or not, I don't know, but that's what we're here to try and find out. So just a little bit of a tease, and if you guys do play them right now in their current states, please let me know how do you feel about them in the comments below. But for those who don't know, well, let's go. So the first game that I want to talk about is also going to be the first game that I'm going to be buying currently right now. Thanks so much, Patreons, for the donation so I can jump into Grand Skria Online. Grand Skria, based on the reviews and the videos that I've seen so far, seems to be very much in the image of RuneScape. And that's going to be kind of the case for a lot of these games, is they kind of pick one classic or, older MMO that they're really mostly focusing on. That becomes the pillar, the atlas for the entire, design document for the game. So Grand Skria is going to be kind of more focused on this archetypal gameplay that you've probably seen in a lot of sandbox games, where it's like PvP and then gathering. So cat and mouse. You have your gatherers, your farmers, things like that, and then you have your PvP players. So that's pretty much going to be like, the forefront, the face of Grand Skria, which is something that you remember from RuneScape. Now, whether it has all the love and the charm and, I think the interesting questing, but we'll see. It depends on how good it is, but it is going to have questing to compel, guide characters as they advanced, hopefully more focused on the compelling versus the guiding. And then we're going to have apparently meaningful lore. That's what it says on the bullet points on Steam. I don't know. But it is going to be full loot, player versus player combat, and repercussions for criminal activity, always something nice to see in PvP games, and cooperative dungeons as well, which is pretty interesting too, and of course a player-run economy. So if all that sounds interesting to you, exciting, it's not just a full, ridiculous open-world bloodbath, though it is open-world PvP, it does seem to have questing, it does seem to really be focusing on the storytelling to an extent, at least with the lore, and it seems to be focused on, well, kind of that feeling of original RuneScape, which was different from Ultima, which was definitely different from other theme parks, and it was kind of this weird blend of like theme box, sand park kind of experience that I'm really excited to jump back into. So, what do you guys think about Grand Skria? Those who play it, let me know in the comments below. But I will definitely be joining you very shortly. And if you guys want to watch the streams, make sure you subscribe and have the notifications on. Alright guys, next up we have Legends of Aria at number 4. Now I'm kind of excited for this game, but at the same time, my personal diet for gaming is kind of satiated a little bit for this type of game. I do play Albion Online, and I do plan to jump back into RuneScape when it comes to the mobile device stuffs. And there's actually a couple of games like Wild Terra, and even to an extent, we actually have that game Durango, which has dinosaurs and stuff, that kind of has the sort of, isometric, more, crafting and open world PvP sort of feel that I'm really interested in. But the Legends of Aria is kind of exciting to me as somebody, especially who played Minecraft. So, that might actually shock some of you guys, but Minecraft actually has these different servers that shard, the world and separate the world, run by players and moderators, and you can have radically different experiences, and a lot of those are hardcore sandbox experiences, just with radically different, fantastic environments and rule sets. Legends of Aria is going to do that. Legends of Aria is basically, it's pillared by the concepts and the vanguarded ideologies of, the classic Ultima Online. That is the bread and butter of the game, but all the different servers, which are player-run, can have their own different rule sets and universes and stuff and things like that. But the vanilla gameplay is very much a modern Ultima Online, and then it kind of just reaches above and beyond, which I think is really exciting. Then again, there's a lot of games that look a lot like this and kind of do similar things that maybe might be more entwined with what you want to do and what I want to do personally, but I'm still going to put it on the list because it's still kind of a really cool idea. What do you guys think? All right, halfway on the list, we have the game that is broadcasted nonstop on pretty much every forum and Discord that I participate in for MMOs, and that's going to be Project Gorgon. If I'm not mistaken, it's made by 2 people. Is it a husband and wife? Regardless, Project Gorgon is a small project that really aims to do something very hyper-specific here. One thing that really excites me about this game, other than the graphics, which it doesn't, and other than the gameplay generally and how it looks and appears, no. But I do like the idea that the game is slower paced. That's why I'm very excited about a lot of these games, and it focuses on those weird, intricate spell effects and interactions with the world, with the actual monsters and the fights that you'll be participating in. And I really like that idea that it's just kind of, sure, it doesn't have trimmings. Sure, it's not going to be as big and bombastic as a lot of players would like, but for the little small details, well, they're just gonna jam-pack all those little details. That's the dream. We'll see how far two people can go with this. Hopefully they can expand the team. I know not many people play it, but oh my god, do a lot of people talk about it. So if there's any game that could go viral from, such small beginnings, I think it would be Project Gorgon. Do you have hype for this game? Do you have hope for it? Let us know. All right, next up we have Camelot Unchained. This might be a little bit of a dubious inclusion, especially kind of higher up on the list here, but I'm really personally excited for it. I love PvP games, and the original Camelot, while, it did escape me, I didn't actually get to seriously play it. Way past its prime when I even checked it out. But, it had some cool ideas, and I definitely see its inspiration all the way to, Guild Wars 2 and PlanetSide and stuff like that. So even though it's not one of the most ancient PvP-focused MMO out there, it was the first big MMO that really did what it did, and I would dare say created an entire subgenre of MMORPG, which is this realm PvP type of gameplay. So I'm going to count it as a classic, and now this new version also is very much in that classic image, and it's a game that I think is really something that's going to fill a nice niche. When's the last time we had a world versus world MMO? Elder Scrolls kind of a little bit, and that's really not even half the game there. So it's great to see this game coming back, and the way that it's being developed and kickstarted, I think it really excites me as well. I really appreciate the effort that the developers are going through with this particular game, and that's something I normally don't mention, but the way Camelot Unchained is being developed, there's not really anything too shady about it. It's really straightforward, and it seems like it's really honestly just trying to go to those core concepts of what made Dark Age of Camelot really exciting and really cool and very unique, and just kind of redoing it real good like. I really like that. They're making a new engine. Development might be a little bit slower, but at the same time, they're very sincere about this very particular type of gameplay, which is something that I am super hungry for, that I've only tasted with games like Guild Wars, Elder Scrolls, PlanetSide, things like that. So please, come back to us, Camelot. Are you guys excited to get back into this type of gameplay, or do you think it's going to fail because it is so focused on true massive gameplay? To me, hey, I'm excited for MMOs, so yeah, I want a game that's going to have the massive PvP, and hopefully do it the best. And now our number one for, new retro MMO, I'm gonna slap down Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. Surprisingly, to some of you, yeah, that is my number one. I actually recently did a video highlighting Pantheon Rise of the Fallen as a game that might have had some issues with some of its class design and its overall pace. But Pantheon is very much inspired by EverQuest, and so it's gonna be slower paced, and it's actually the game that I'm really excited to play because of its slow pace. I'm just a little bit, skeptical about some of the class design, which is gonna be really the case for all of these games. A lot of these games are so focused on those old vanguarded concepts that I'm worried that they kind of just stick to just that and don't really improve a lot of things that were bad about those old games. Pantheon, though, out of all the games that is trying to emulate those similar type of games, or really out of all the retro MMO, it seems like to be the one that is more likely to update its graphics and its appearance and really update, the game so that it really appeals to new players as well who haven't yet had that experience, which I barely played EverQuest. I barely played a lot of these older games, and I really want to get into it. So Pantheon, as an EverQuest type of game, I am super excited to get into it. Hopefully they can expand on the arsenal of content and community-based stuff and things. We're going to see with the videos. It's a while away. It's still in pre-alpha, but right now what I can criticize about the game is essentially, really, for players who love old school MMOs, a non-issue. But of course, I'm going to worry about the new players, and that's going to be for all of these games. What do you think? As a new player into MMOs, does Pantheon excite you, or is it too slow? Is it too stagnant? Let us know in the comments below. But that's going to be it, guys, for my top 5 new retro MMO list. I definitely rearranged this list a couple of times. It took me a while to really make this list, and I'm going to be actually playing a lot of these games. And I've already played a few classical MMO that didn't make this list for reasons, but I'm going to be playing these games on stream if you guys want to watch it. Please, links in the descriptions and the comments probably somewhere. But I just want to once again ask you guys, what do you think about this new wave of retro MMO games? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think that most of these will fail, will succeed? Which ones will? And overall, what are your gripes that you have with a lot of this genre? I can already guess, I can already assume. I've already made videos on those, and you're going to see more even soon. So hopefully, guys,